Hey everybody, so today I want to do a species spotlight video on the Japanese Medaka ricefish. Now these guys are an amazing little nano fish. They are very hardy, very easy to keep. They are also very easy to breed, and I'll get into how to carry these guys in a little bit. I just first want to talk about real quickly where they are from. These guys are from Japan. That's why they are given the name Japanese Medaka ricefish. And in Japan, in my opinion, they're kind of like the guppy there. And I say that because, well, first off, a lot of people keep these guys and breed them in tubs, kind of like how people breed guppies and keep guppies here in the United States. If you want to see how people keep them in Japan, a friend of mine, Ryu Watanabe, who has a YouTube channel under the same name, he did a video about his uncle's Medaka ricefish tubs outside, and you can see all the different strains because in Japan, where these guys are more common, they have all these different strains, different colors, and different patterns. You can see some different, types of Medaka ricefish, different strains that he has, and how he keeps them. So it's a really interesting video, and I would really recommend checking it out if you want to, maybe kind of have a similar setup if you want to get these guys. But yeah, in Japan, like I said, different strains, kind of like how we have different guppy strains in the US, different colors. Like I've seen orange, black, white, like these guys, gold, yellow. Well, I actually have some of the kind of, orange, gold Medaka ricefish. I have a pair in this tank that I'm breeding as well. But yeah, and long fin variations, short bodied, it's really interesting. So yeah, they are very popular in Japan. In the United States, they are not as popular. I don't see them as much. And especially like these ones are very common in Japan, but in the US I don't see them as much as I see in them in Japan. A lot of fish stores here don't really carry them, which is really unfortunate because these guys are really such an amazing fish to keep. But anyways, let's talk about how to actually keep these guys and how to keep them healthy. So like I said, they are very simple to keep. For a setup, you don't really need to do that much work. Like I said, people keep them in tubs. In Japan, you can keep them in tubs. You can breed them in tubs. For a tank, you really can go as low as maybe like 2 gallons, 3 gallons. And you can keep, a small school in there. I really wouldn't recommend anything less than that though, because you do want to school them. But yeah, these guys, really don't require much filtration. I have a lot in this 5-gallon tank. I have 20, so that's why I kind of have this little box or sponge filter, internal sponge filter running. But if you're gonna do filtration or aeration, don't put it at the max, because these guys like a little flow, or little to no flow as possible, because they are found in rice paddy fields in Japan. That's why they are given the name ricefish. And so as you can see, I have really no flow in this aquarium, and I would really recommend keeping it that way, because that's how rice paddy fields are in Japan, little to no flow. So yeah, if you are gonna run like if you're gonna run a hang-on back filter, I wouldn't recommend it. If you are, keep it as little to no flow as possible. I would really recommend that. Or as little flow as possible, because of course there's going to be some flow. But yeah, that's really all you need to keep, or all you need to know to set up a tank for these guys, for tubs. Just keep it normally like you would do for like guppies or any other tub fish, and yeah, throw in some plants in there as well. For feeding these guys, it's very simple. These guys will pretty much eat anything. They're like guppies. They are not picky eaters at all. You can feed them flakes. I throw in some mysis shrimp, some brine shrimp sometimes, frozen food, to give them for a treat. If you want to, you can actually get food specifically made for Medaka ricefish. It's pretty cool. I got this in Japan, but on Amazon, Hikari sells some Japanese Medaka ricefish food, and they have some specifically for breeding, some specifically for color enhancement. So it's something interesting to check out if you want to go a little extra for the feeding. But yeah, feeding, they are not picky eaters at all. It's really really simple. So let's move on to actually, breeding these guys. Now, breeding them is super fun and very simple. These guys, unlike guppies, that's like one of the very few differences, they are egg layers. And if you haven't done egg layers before, I would still recommend trying to breed these guys. I think these guys are my first egg layers. I haven't attempted to breed any egg layers before. Well, actually, other than my pseudomugio, my brackish pseudomugios right here. But these guys are, you know, one of my first egg layers, and it's a really good transition fish, or a good jump into egg layers, because it's very simple, very easy to breed. So what you want to do, and this is how I breed them. I have here a breeder mop. Every morning, the Medaka ricefish will have eggs hanging underneath the belly of the fish, and after a while, they will lay the eggs in this mop. And all I have to do is I have to collect the eggs, because if I leave the eggs on the mop, they will hatch, and the Medaka ricefish will eat the fry, or the ricefish will eat, or will get to the eggs. I think eventually, I think they do eat the eggs, but I know for sure that they will eat the fry. And a simple mop like this, and all you gotta do, I would recommend doing this at least like every day. Oh, right here, I already found one. And right here, yeah, so there's an egg, and they will lay the egg on the side of the mop, and I'm sure there's more. Since I have like 20, I collect maybe around 10 eggs a day. Sometimes can be more than that, but usually it's around 10 eggs. If I wait a few days, it will be more. Like, even with these guys too, my gold Medaka ricefish, they actually tend to lay more eggs. I only have a pair, but usually I'm collecting around 5 eggs a day for these guys. Like, I mean, you know, usually just for like the ratio wise, it's more. So yeah, these guys lay a lot of eggs. But yeah, you can see this is what the eggs look like. They are hard. Don't squeeze them too hard because they will pop, but they are kind of hard. And I'm gonna search for them later. Now, when you do collect the eggs, you can do either a few things. And what I do is I get one of these solo cups, and I put the eggs in here. And I don't know if you can see any eggs right now on the bottom. Yeah, I put, you know, the eggs in this cup with some moss, and then they will eventually hatch. You know, depending on when you collect the eggs, it can be either a few days, if you had the eggs on the mop for a while, but it will tend to normally be 1 to 2 weeks around there, and then you will see some fry swimming around. If you want to do this, and I'm actually going to switch to it when I actually get them in, I actually would get some breeder nets or some breeder boxes that you can just put on the side of the tank a little, and they're like the mesh ones, and you can get them at like Walmart. And once you will throw in some moss in there, kind of like just a bigger version of this cup. Throw in the moss, and then when you collect the eggs, you just put them in that little breeder box, and then you will grow the fry out in there. And when you grow out the fry, then you can throw them back into the bigger mix with the bigger fish. And that's why I would, maybe just for like if you're gonna start off with the eggs, keep them in here. Maybe it's a little bit safer, but once the fry hatch, I'm gonna have to move them out because it's too small in here. So that's why I'm moving to the breeder nets. But just maybe if you wanna just hatch the fry, a cup like this is fine like that too. For the fry, I would recommend maybe just some baby brine shrimp. You can probably get them onto some smaller prepared foods as well. But live baby brine shrimp works too. I'm pretty sure they will have to, or they could get onto frozen baby brine shrimp. But yeah, that's really all you need to know on how to breed these guys. Very simple, very easy. It's a great jump into the world of egg layers. And yeah, that's basically all there is you need to know on how to keep the Medaka ricefish. These guys are very simple, very fun to keep. I love these guys, and I would really recommend this to anybody looking for something new. So yeah, with that said, if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to let me know. I'll be definitely happy to help. And yeah, if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching.